there you are. I'm part of the team helping with the highly classified and very, very secret thing. The fact of the matter is, I've come to inform you of a rather interesting development. It's about the girl who was brought back from the empty. She's finally woken up, you see. Yalfort! And Nimue too! Oh, it's Reen! Ah! We heard the news from Thancred. Is this true? Why yes, it most certainly is. Apparently, her name is Gaia. Oh. Gaia, okay. She claims to be a free citizen of Yulmore, although she remembers nothing of the events leading up to her attack on Eden. Oh. Interesting. She's lost her memory? Parts of it, at the very least. We also cannot be sure whether she's telling the truth or if it's merely a ruse. She's yet to display any hostility, which is encouraging, I suppose. And Thancred's with her now, is she? Is he? Yes, he's taking her to Yulmore, mainly to verify what she's told us so far. Quiz the locals, that sort of thing. After that, the plan is to come back here, though they're taking rather longer than I anticipated. I do hope nothing is amiss. Good grief! Are you always this slow? At this rate, it'll be dark again before we know it! The night sky returning is all well and good, but it does make each day seem awfully short. And are you still dragging your heels back here? Back there? At least act like you've got a purpose, would you? Oh! Hello! Dang, she's got big lips! She's very pretty though, almost like a doll. Now look here, I'm not one of your servants. Why don't you try carrying your own luggage for a change? Thancred, you're back! You lot are a sight for sore eyes. Yes, even you, Oriange. Gaia and I have just finished shipping her personal effects from Yulmore. I'm glad we could finally meet. Properly, I mean. So, did you learn anything useful? Other than where she lives, not an awful lot. Our supposed neighbors barely knew the first thing about her. House, she barely knows the first thing about herself. Her recollection of her life in Yulmore is patchy at best. Interesting. But she seems convinced that she'll regain her memory if she accompanies us, and so she invited herself to join our merry band. And so for her first act, she ordered me to carry her luggage. If you insist on standing around talking, might I suggest finding a place to sit down first? My feet are killing me. You're the one wearing heels, though! Then perhaps you should have chosen more sensible footwear. Yeah! That's not his fault. Still, it's not much of a bad idea, shall we? Okay. Those are some high stilettos. Huh. So she's meant to be the Oracle of Darkness or something? So you don't remember anything at all? Not attacking us? Not falling unconscious? Such selective amnesia would rightly raise suspicion within those of a cautious mind. Yet if she doth speak the truth, It would lend credence to my current hypothesis, though admittedly some further— Not now, Ryanje. She's only just woken up. We don't want her to bore her back to sleep. In any case, I prefer to follow my instincts, and they're telling me that Gaia means us no harm. I see. After much deliberation, I thought it only right to let her know about her work in the empty, as a sign of goodwill. After all, trust works both ways. Though, I would ask you, Nemu, not to let your guard down just yet. So you're the one I'm supposed to have fought? Come to think of it, I recognize you from somewhere. So you should, considering you tried to kill me. I love that she has... I love that you can have this choice to be a sassy little bitch. Well, if Thancred's version of events is anything to go by, you weren't exactly holding back yourself. Still, it seems I didn't give you much of a choice but to defend yourself, so let's call it even. Not that I have any recollection of it. I think you're telling the truth about your whole amnesia thing. It's like remembering fragments of a dream, only to realize those things actually happened. It's as though my whole life has been leading to this. Thou speakest as though thou didst expect these events. I guess you could say that. It's what the fairy tells me. A fairy? I can't see it, but it's as though there's someone else inside me. And I can hear its voice in my head. It whispers to me and lets me use its power. Magic, I suppose you could call it. Not that I know much about that sort of thing. And this power alloweth thee to tear open the fabric betwixt realities, that thou mayest call forth the ether-starved denizens of what remaineth of the 13th? What? Was that supposed to mean something, or are you spouting random words at me? Honestly, I don't know how you all put up with this. I've only just met him, and his insufferable prattle is already giving me a headache. Gods, I still can't believe I'm having this conversation. And to think that I was flying about in a suit of armor, waving a sword. Doesn't sound like me at all. Someone else inside you. Oh, it could be the Oracle of Darkness. Just like with Minfilia being the Oracle of Light. Like Minfilia was inside me. Aye, the similarities cannot be ignored. Though it is too early to say with certainty. Gaia may well be the Oracle of Darkness. Oracle of Darkness? What does that mean? It means you may have been right when you said she had something in common with Emmet Selk. Ah. Those who have been used as a living host by an Ascian have no recollection of events that occurred during their possession. Oh, I see. That's exactly what happened to Thancred. He didn't remember anything at all. Oh, I see. This I know from personal experience, yes. But Gaia seems to have some memories still, even if they're a little hazy. Moreover, She has remained in control of herself even when she heard the voice within. Much like you and Minfilia. And though Reen was very much her own person, Minfilia's presence did exert a change upon her outward appearance, granting her hair and eyes a hue akin to that of our dear departed friend. Of course, I should have realized the whole cutscene with Thancred and Minfilia talking to each other and her saying that she's no different from an Ascian taking over a host's body. Okay, that makes sense. It is therefore not unthinkable that Gaia's raven locks may be a manifestation of the darkness which hath come to reside within her. Maybe? Maybe not, I don't know. But I was born like this, and my parents, they both had black hair too. Or at least I think they did. It's been so long since I saw them, I can't remember too well. But enough about me. You're Minfilia, aren't you? The Oracle of Light? Who they were hosting in Yulmore? Well, she's Reen now. That's right. Though imprisoning is a better word. They kept me locked away. And I didn't know much about Yulmore and its people. Or the rest of the world, for that matter. See. And how exactly did the Oracle of Light come to run with the Warrior of Darkness? Well, it all started when... Oh, she's telling the story. Yes. I still remember the day everyone went raving mad and Lord Vorthry fled. Everything after that is still a blur, though. From what Gaia's told me, she wasn't part of a mob that attacked us. But how was she able to resist Vorthry's control? It's true. Yeah, and I assume she didn't really eat the freaking Sing Eater meal thing that was provided in Yulmore. Mayhap 'twas the intervention of this fairy of whom she speaketh. As curious as that may be, we still don't know why she appeared out of nowhere as soon as Eden took flight. This is just a guess, but I'd say that the fairy reacted to it in some way, and for whatever reason, made me go after it. Yes, that seems like the only explanation. I don't know about you lot, but I've had enough nattering. I'm going back to Eden. What? But why? The fairy wanted something from Eden, and knowing what that is will bring me a step closer to discovering exactly what has been living in my head all these years. Besides, my memories aren't going to restore themselves, and certainly not through the idle chit-chat. So I'm going, and that's that. Damn. No time wasted. Gaia, wait! Insufferable. Utterly insufferable. And yet we can't, well, leave her to her own devices. Come on! She can't have gone far, especially not in those heels. I bet there had to be a heel joke somewhere. Get away from me! That a senator? Oh, it's not. Rip! Gaia! Oh. Seems I have no choice. What the fuck? Darkness! Demon powers! Oh. Eden power? Wow. It didn't even work. Oh. Never mind. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. What am I? Gosh, she's so pretty.
I'm not entirely sure what I just witnessed, but I'm glad she's unharmed.
Powers befitting the Oracle of Darkness. When you fought Gaia, she opened void gates, yes? Yes, she did. Back in the source, portals such as those were all too common. But tearing open the veil between the 1st and the 13th is a different matter entirely. You should be thankful that she's not a mind to turn that power against us. For now. A most fascinating application of ethereal manipulation. This destructive blast did manifest a significant span of time after the initial casting. With sufficient mastery of such technique, a second spell could be made to smite her target at precisely at the same moment. While it would demand exceptional ether control, its tactical potential cannot be denied. Interesting. Hey, you okay? What are you all gawping at?
I don't mean to stare, but it's not every day I see magic like that. So, this is the power of the fairy you spoke of?
Ever since I was a child, it has whispered to me, telling me what to do. That's how I came to use its power. But there are things I can't even explain. Holes ripped in thin air, terrifying creatures crawling out, ghastly looking blades and armor appearing out of nowhere. But worst of all is the dark energy that comes from inside. This power, it feels as though it's only flowing through me, and never truly mine. Oh, just like Minfilia. Just like with Reen with Minfilia's power. And even when it answers my call, it always takes a few moments for the spells to work. So in summary, you don't have control over the magic. Well, it's not as if I ever tried to control it. I haven't made a habit of fighting wild beasts.
Unfortunately, it's part and parcel of traveling through Amarang. And while I understand that you want answers, you're not going to find them unprepared as you are. But if your heart is set on this, then we'll help you.
Reen, think about what you're saying. You're seriously considering taking Gaia to see Eden. There's no telling what might happen if she loses control again. So the safest option is for her to stay away until our work is done. Somewhere we can keep an eye on her. You must realize it's for her own good. That's true. Listen to your dad, Reen. I must concur with Thancred's assessment. At present, we know precious little of Gaia's origin and less still of her powers. Yes, listen both to your dads. If she is indeed the Oracle of Darkness, her presence may complicate a task already fraught with peril, placing our mission and her own well-being in jeopardy. In full knowledge of the risk, dost thou still wish to pursue this course?
I do. It wasn't so long ago that I was living in isolation, being held against my will. Maybe the people keeping an eye on me thought that was for my own good too. But if we shut Gaia away for our own convenience, we're no better than Vothri and Ranjit. I've learned that when someone is in need, we must reach out a helping hand, not pushing them away. Now, it's my turn to do for Gaia what you've all done for me. Even knowing the danger that lies ahead, I won't choose the easy way out. This is the path I've chosen. Is that good enough for you?
Well, can't say fairer than that. How about you, Orianji? The light of thy spirit doth burn bright. They are total dads! I love it so much! Mine apologies, my dear, but we felt it necessary to test thy resolve. Let it suffice it to say thou hast left no room for doubt. Oh. For what it's worth, Reen, I never doubted you. But make no mistake, the danger that Urianger and I spoke of is all too real. If you're prepared to go through this, we'll be right there beside you. Oh.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
I couldn't care less who I travel with, but if we're going to go, then let's get going already. There's supposed to be some sort of craft waiting at the southern watchtower, yes?
Come along then, and don't fall behind.
We're going on a family trip. Trip down to Eden's Lane. Why couldn't you just leave this craft in Mord Soak instead of all the way out here, sorry. Actually, don't bother explaining. Whatever the reason is, I'm sure it's something frightfully uninteresting. Let's be about it, shall we? It might be a bit of a tight squeeze with the 5 of us, but we'll manage. Perhaps Oriange can step on top of our luggage. Eden, where I'll find the answers I seek. The bringing of the flood, the first sin eater, would it lead me to my past or my future? What awaited on the path ahead, I couldn't say, but I had no choice but to take the first step.
I know what it's like. It was the same for me. But I was lucky. Because Thancred freed me from Yulmore, and I had a chance to see the world. More importantly, though, I met all kinds of people, and they taught me not to live in another shadow, but to be myself. Maybe one day, you'll have that chance too.
Said your piece, have you? One day? What's that supposed to mean? I don't know how the Great Oracle of Light sees such things. But for someone like me, who's only known life in Yulmore, there was no tomorrow, there was no future. Only the here and now. And while we waste time on these meaningless conversations, I feel each moment of my life is slipping away. Time. It won't wait. Not for me. Not for anyone. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to who I am.
I'm sorry, Gaia.
Gaia? It's probably not even my real name. Maybe.
It isn't?
When Thancred asked me my name, I couldn't remember. That's when the fairy whispered to me, Gaia.
But if you grew up in Yulmore, surely someone there must know who you are.
Everyone I once knew had either disappeared or had been turned into Scene Eaters. Those whose faces and names I still remember, that is. In the end, we found not a single person who so much as recognized me. As far as I can recall, I've never been the most sociable person, but still.
Well, even if it's not your real name, I think Gaia sounds lovely. If you're happy with it, then that's what I'll call you. And if you're willing, instead of the Oracle of Light, please call me Reen. It's not the name I was born with, that's long forgotten now. But the one the people whom I consider family gave it to me.
That's so. Well, as much as I'd love to keep up this chatting, there's something that's bothering me. I thought the fairy would have reacted to Eden in some way, but so far, nothing whatsoever. From what I gather, it wasn't until Eden started moving that I appeared out of the blue. Perhaps if you were to actually try flying it somewhere, the fairy might break its silence. If you've got elements to restore, or whatever it was, why don't you hurry up and get it over with? You need to learn some manners. And you need to stop wasting my time. Damn. Alright.
Alright, everyone. I think we've talked for long enough. If you're ready, let's make our way to Eden.
My memories. I think they're slowly coming back to me. Oh. My mother and father would have constantly blather about how the flood of light could return to the end of the world when we least expect it. And that we should live each day as though if it were our last. They would often say, I wish this moment would last forever. That was until they were selected for ascension by Lord Vorthri and were never to be seen again. No! What the fuck? That sucks balls! Reen's little chat with Gaia reminded me that, for all our obvious differences, there are things we have in common. I, too, grew up not knowing who my parents were. The day Louis Swag gave me the surname Waters was one I'll never forget. Years later, it was under rather more desperate circumstances that I gave a certain young girl the name Minfilia. Oh, ah! Little did I know that you would end up crossing time and space, taking on a meaning I could never have foreseen. It came to be passed on to one girl after another, binding them to a fate not their own. In a sense, it may be said that I chose not only one, but two names for Reen. But whatever name she is called, she is truly her own person now. And as central to our lives as names are, I believe that it isn't the name itself, but the bonds it symbolizes that matter most. Oh, Thancred! Following the initial changes wrought by the release of water and earth, the empty hath displayed no further signs of alteration. Stability, some may call this, and be satisfied, but in truth, it is passivity. A passivity stemming from light's ever pervasive presence. If we are to break the status quo, we must needs employ a catalyst, a third element that shall rouse and stabilize those unleashed energies and activity. Therefore, I propose lightning.
So the primal would be Rama, yes?
Yeah, it's Rama! From what I've heard,
he's a guardian of the forest and not particularly keen of conflict. But you actually fought him, haven't you?
Yes. He's half man, half beard, and another half beard for good measure. I spent most of my time chasing after orbs with varying degrees of success. Oh my god. I imagine people would choose this for, like, if people have done extreme, but I've only done it unsynced. I don't particularly have a static group to try and do it on, like, as a challenge. So he's half man, half beard, and another half beard to call for good measure.
Ah, yes. Thancred mentioned he is more closely resembles a person than a beast, unlike most other primals. And apparently he tends not to move about much.
Yeah. I'm glad to see our lessons have paid off.
Well, it's like you say. It's like you say. If we want to call forth an accurate representation of the primal, I should picture it in my head as clearly as possible. At the very least, it's worth a try. But the rest is up to Nemu.
In order for this to work, we need to actually fly somewhere, yes? So rather than sitting in one spot while you exchange anecdotes, why don't you get this blasted thing moving first? Yeah, no shit. One must admit, the suggestion is not without merit. Green, might I suggest the Gendorf Thunder Plains as our next location? These plains, it is right, were perpetually blanketed in storm clouds. The only source of illumination, the ceaseless barrage of lightning. The ambient ether that lingereth there shall provide ideal conditions for the summoning.
And that's where we're heading. Come on, Eden. We've got a job to do. It should be as good a spot as any. Alright, Nemu. Whenever you're ready.
Memories of Rama flashed through your mind. Edenverse Fulmination now accessible. Okay, so from the fight alone, you probably noticed that I probably didn't react much. I didn't hit the record button, and my reaction to it is it was not recorded, so my apologies for that. I can tell you how I feel about it. I was very shocked that Reen and Gaia had they have voices. They had voices in the cutscene. That was surprising. I didn't know Gaia was like I didn't know that that's how her voice sounds. But yeah, that was the only thing that surprised me from the cutscene. The fight itself was pretty good.
I thought I was prepared to expect anything, but I didn't expect Ramu to turn out quite like that. Appearances aside, he was quite aggressive as well. The sylph's belief in him as a kindly guardian clearly makes a difference to his temperament. Anyway, I'm just glad it's over. Let's get back to the camp and see if there's see if anything's changed.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like nothing's changed, but the crystal did change though.
The crystal's a different color, but apart from that, it looks all the same.
Maybe it's because it's not thundering and raining. Maybe that's why. It may look the same eye, but it feels different. The air has grown slightly more humid, as it does before rain. Oh, true! I have to say, I'm not exactly prepared for wet weather. If Eden can control elements and so on, can't you tell it to send those clouds somewhere else? I don't think it works that way. Speaking of which, I'm not very impressed with its so-called powers. If changing yellow crystals to purple is the extent of its abilities, it's no surprise the fairy didn't bother showing up. I hope that whatever's next is more worthwhile. Rather than influencing the ground beneath our feet, Eden hath brought change to the firmament above. And yet 'tis clear that a more dynamic element is required for the natural cycle of precipitation and evaporation to be complete. Oh yeah, you do see clouds there. I wonder if they were there before we started this whole raid series. Probably it wasn't there before. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. You do see clouds like fogging up here like more often though.
So we need movement. Would wind do the trick?
Oh, Garuda! Oh, are we doing Garuda? Holy shit, most certainly. It seems we have a plan. Let's not dwell too much on the effects of each individual element, and instead focus on seeing them all restored. The power of an oracle, not to be sniffed at, it seems. All my life, you were a constant companion, your voice ever seeping into my mind. Why then, of all times, did you abandon me? Deaf even to the crashing of thunder, or were you simply biding your time?
I'm not sure what I was expecting to see after restoring the lightning element, but I did feel a little disheartened. Still, as Thancred and Urianger said, there are changes taking place, even if they're not immediately obvious.
As much as I bemoan Urianger's long-winded explanations, we'd be lost without him to take care of the ethereal science and whatnot. Obviously, I'm quite sparing with my praise, as I wouldn't want to go into his head. Ere we set out once more, might I ask if thou art familiar with the process by which rain is made to fall? It's not an elegant conspiracy, but that's funny. I suppose so? Then thou shan't have difficulty understanding the explanation to come. With the restoration of our first element, the empty was once more blessed with a more essential ingredient to the lives, in the cycle of precipitation: water. Under normal circumstances, the heat existent in the atmosphere would cause water to evaporate from the land's surface. As invisible vapor, it is borne by the wind caught onto the firmament, where it doth condense as clouds before descending once more, returning it to the land in the form of rain. Yeah, he's explaining the whole rain process, precipitation and evaporation and all that. It seems we need wind-aspected ether to create more clouds. That it hasn't rained yet must mean there aren't enough.
And even before that, we need fire-aspected ether to make water evaporate.
Which is heat. Probably. It seems to me that no one's not much good without the other. Why don't you just draw out both elements together? You're suggesting that Nemu fight two deformed entities, each one as deadly as Rama, at the same time? Do you realize how absurd that is? And yet, 'tis a notion that doth warrant further consideration. What? Oh my god! Are you sure? Oh, you can't be serious! Cast your minds, if you will. It's the elemental wheel I did show you in the booksman's shelves. Yeah. Wind giveth rise to lightning, whose spark doth produce fire. By restoring both wind and fire in tandem, we may maintain balance between these dynamic elemental forces. Oh, and then it would create ice! I can see the little, like... So that's wind, fire, ice. So we might be able to, like... Oh, I see lightning, water, thunder. So we did all three of these. Now we just gotta do 3 of these. But we're trying to mix them both together, I guess? The ensuing battle shall indubitably present an ordeal unlike any Nemu hath ever faced. I believe, however, that this path does lead to the prize we seek. So... oh, so perhaps it's not absurd after all, eh, Thancred? I wouldn't dream of questioning Urianji's grasp of the science behind it. My concern is for the burden this would place not only on Nemu, but Rin as well. What do you both make of the plan?
If Urianji thinks it'll work, I'm willing to give it a try.
Yeah. As long as you know what you're letting yourselves in for, you're going to need all your strength, so see that you get plenty of rest.
Gaia!
It's almost as though under Volthry's rule, time had stopped moving altogether, and when it ended, life went back to how it was supposed to have been. They realized that their whole lives ahead of them to make plans and look forward to a new day. It feels like I'm the only one who can't move on, as if I'm stuck in the past. What's worse, I can barely remember any of it. Even so, I can't stand the way they act as if the past never happened, choosing to forget it all. Oh. Poor Gaia.
Yes, you're right. There's no use in trying to pilot Eden while I've got other things on my mind. It's about Gaia, you see. The truth is that apart from Alize and Alphino, I hardly know anyone my own age. I thought that I should make an effort to be nice to Gaia, but... well, you've seen how she is around me. Oh, you want to make a new friend. I understand that she's got her own problems to deal with, but I thought that maybe I could help her in some way. It It's not my place to intrude. And I should probably just leave her be until we finish restoring the elements. After all, that's more important, isn't it?
Aww. Let me talk to Gaia while you concentrate on the task at hand. Is what I would have said once upon a time. Oh, it seems to me that you're the best qualified to take care of this little problem. I know she can be a little prickly, to put it mildly, but if anyone can get through to her, it's you. Although we've only known her for a short while, we're all she's got, and I think she realizes that. Just let her know she's not alone, else she'll come around eventually. Oh.
Alright, I'll give it a try. Do you have any advice?
Oh no. It's either Urianje's, approach or Thancred's. I'm not sure. I might go with Urianje. Though I am proficient in many tongues, such as Fae, I cannot claim to be as well versed in the parlance of the younger generation. That's true. Their predilections and inclinations are a mystery I have yet to unravel.
I don't know much about it either, but I believe I have a plan. Before she even woke up, I've been asking Lena about what's popular in the Crystarium. I thought it might be nice to show Gaia around the city one day. Around the place one day, you see.
So that's what you were doing? I suppose it makes for a nice change of pace from all the studying. And I must commend thee on thy choice of confidant. Captain's powers of observation might maketh her veritable font of wisdom concerning the behavior of the Crystarium's citizenry. Oh. Yes, and now it's time to put that knowledge to good use. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Persistence is the key.
Speaking from experience, by any chance?
Whatever do you mean? Lessons learned from the days spent in pursuit of ladies fair, one might suspect. Oh no! You couldn't help yourself, could you?
It's alright, Thancred. Your secret's safe with me.
May I remind you that the reason we're here is to create a better future for everyone in the First, which includes you and Gaia. While it might not be on the same scale as bringing life back to the empty, if you're able to befriend her, that will be another way of contributing to a brighter tomorrow. So go on. She's waiting for you.
Alright, wish me luck.
Reen is ready to approach decidedly unapproachable Gaia. You had best observe the conversation from within earshot. Oh god. Wait, is this gonna be a mini? Oh my god. Is this a mini game? It's a fucking mini game. I'm gonna prepare to suck at this, so. Oh my god, Nemu! Doing squats! What do you want?
Oh, nothing really. You can wait until later.
For all we know, there might not even be a later. If you've got something to say, hurry and spit it out.
Is everything alright? Not feeling strange from being around Eden or anything?
Is that what you came here to talk about?
Actually, I wanted to ask you. Would you like to go and have coffee biscuits with me? Oh.
What?
Coffee biscuits! They serve them at the second serving in this Crystarium. Everyone's talking about them, so I thought that maybe once we finished our work here, you and I can go there together.
Let me get this straight. You came to me to talk about biscuits?
Yes, they're light and crispy when you dip them into the coffee, they go all nice and squidgy.
The only reason you're even interested in that place is because everyone else is doing it. Can't you think for yourself? I do what I want, when I want. After all, the world could end at any moment.
That's not going to happen. Not if I've got anything to do with it. Listen, Gaia. I understand what you're going through. Believe me, I do. But you mustn't lose hope. A new day will come. Then another and another. Life's not so bad when you give it a chance, you'll see.
Shut up! Do you think you know me? Even I don't know who I am. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free.
Then we'll find it together. I've seen enough pain, enough loss, and I don't want to see any more. And that includes you, Gaia.
Why do you care so much about other people? What have they ever done for you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we Umorans treated you. The precious Oracle of Light, like a bird in a cage. And yet, you act as if none of that ever happened. So forgiving, so selfless. You and your family brought back the night sky, and you finally had the chance to lead a normal life, but instead you're flying around in a giant sin eater trying to turn a barren wasteland into some sort of paradise. And for what? I may not remember much of my past, but I'm fairly certain I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Out of morbid curiosity, I'll see it through the end. But if you think that makes us friends, you're very much mistaken. Okay. She's just trying to be nice. Please?
Gaia!
Aw. I surmised that to keep Gaia waiting over long would only agitate her further. Aww. Not you as well. Look, I've had enough small talk to last me a lifetime, so don't even bother. I believe you have a job to do, yes? Then be quick about it. Damn. Means looking a bit down on the doldrums, but you let me worry about that. You can't allow anything to interfere with whatever's going on in your mind when summoning those primals.
I think we've both rested for long enough. Let's get started, shall we?
Oh. Oh. I hope it goes all according to plan. Don't worry, Reen. To defeat the dayform manifestations of both wind and fire shall require every last mote of thy strength. That thou hast triumphed over such beings in previous encounters should be at the forefront of thy mind as we commence the summoning.
Where are we going this time, Oriange?
The place called the Ashfall doth satisfy our requirements, I believe. The fables speak of travelers sweltering beneath the blazing heat of the midday sun, but after nightfall, slicing winds did tear at their cloaks.
I see. Hopefully it won't be quite as bad when I draw up the elements.
Reen, my dear, may I remind thee that to focus is not the same as to deny other thoughts. Whatsoever it is that troubleth thee, thou wouldst be better for acknowledging it.
Yes, you're right. Of course. It's Gaia that I'm worried about.
That as well. May thy concern for her lead thee yet more strength.
It's time. I'll begin drawing out the wind and fire in equal measure. Nemu, we'll only get one chance at this, so let's make it count.
Memories of Garuda and Ifrit rage through your mind. I wonder what that's gonna be like. Eden's verse Furor now accessible. Okay.
It worked! Both wind and fire have answered the call!
Ah!
Reed, are you alright?
Oh! Oh. Oh, damn. Two people here. Ow! Ah! Ah! Oh shit! I totally oh my god. Ah! Yeah, I'm sucking really bad. Okay, it's both together. Ah! Oh boy. Right. Tapatska. Okay. Shit. Hi. Oh, rip. Oh, that was kind of tough. Remembering those mechanics. I bet it would be very, very difficult and savage. I can imagine.
was incredible! I never imagined they would fuse together like that. But you took them down all the same. I suppose the main thing is we're now 2 elements closer to restoring the ether of the empty. Let's go and see what difference it's made. Okay.
Oh, it's all... Oh, it's the green and red. Oh, that's cool. Now there's rain.
It actually worked! Just like Orianji said it would!
Oh. Everything we could have hoped for. Indeed, our endeavors have been repaid manifold.
I wonder what will happen when we restore ice. Is something the matter?
One more element, and then what? You'll have achieved the impossible, while I'll still be nothing. No memory, no past, no family, nothing. The world has moved on and left me behind. Anyone who ever knew me is either dead or gone. So, almighty Eden, can you mend this broken world but you can't restore a girl's memories? Give me my life back, damn you! I still hunger. Oh! Ah! Extinguish the accursed light. Awaken our true power. Enough riddles! Tell me who I am! You are... I am... Gaia. Gaia. What? Huh?
Gaia, what's wrong?
Reclaim your memories. Fulfill your destiny. I don't understand.
Gaia, can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Get away from me! Oh, don't let... Oh. Oh. Amidst the sound of falling rain, your voice called from within. Long after the rain passed, your voice echoed on. What the fuck? What does it want? Why won't it tell me? Oh, poor Gaia.
Now that I think about it, I don't really know all that much about Eden. Since we need to find out how it's connected to Gaia, I should try to understand it on a deeper level. To be honest, there isn't much else I can do.
Aw. I'm not sure what's going on with Gaia, but it's certainly a cause for concern. Perhaps this is the fairy making itself known. Ere we set forward to restore the elements of ice, I would discuss the matter in which the summoning shall be undertaken. Just tell me one thing. Is this going to be bringing the empty back to the way it was before the flood? While none can say for certain, the change we have observed at points of the ethereal intersection doth give us a cause for optimism. It may be reasonably assumed that the empty shall continue to transform and, in the decades to come, regain a semblance of its former state. Decades? I don't think you've quite grasped the sheer scale of the damage left in the wake of the flood. It would have swallowed the entire world if Minfilia hadn't stopped it. Even if Reen has inherited her blessing, wounds like that don't heal overnight. After all, the empty has been utterly devoid of life for 100 years.
And it might take even longer than that to bring life back. I don't expect immediate results, but I do know that it will stay like this forever unless we do something about it.
My sentiments precisely. Only once the final element is restored shall we have glimpsed the future that awaiteth those generations yet to come. You do all this for a world you may not live long enough to see? Well, here I am, so absorbed in my own problems that I spare barely a thought for anyone besides myself. For so long I've listened to that voice, telling me what to do, who to be. I was so scared of what might happen if I disobeyed. But I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be me. Who am I? What am I? Perhaps it's better if I never found out. If Reen's the Oracle of Light, here to mend this broken world, what does that make me? Gaia, the Oracle of Darkness, bringer of misery and death, a monster. It's no wonder they left me. Mother, father, and next, it'll be all of you. Then I'll be back to where I started, where I've always been, alone. Oh, Gaia! Ah! Are you okay?
Gaia, is it the fairy?
What's wrong? Afraid I might lose control and ruin all your carefully laid plans? No, it's not that. Reen cares about you.
No, it's you I'm worried about.
Reen, I'm going outside to clear my head. You just do what you need to do, all right?
Oh, something's wrong, I know it.
That much is clear. If we have a repeat of her first visit to Eden, we may even be joined by those void sent friends of hers. If you go and see what Gaia's doing, Urianger and I will stay with Reen. My name is Gaia. That's what you said, isn't it? Eden. The flood. What does it all mean? No, it can't be. Is this what it's been waiting for all this time? Finally, you remember. What is this? Oh no. Oh no! No, Reen! Void Scent! The darkness that dwells within you, Gaia. What the fuck? The accursed spawn of light are drawn to it, like moths to a flame. But, well... Sin Eaters? RIP? Now, the time of awakening has come. Oh, that's gonna take over her. No, please. Oh. Oh. Are you okay? Nemu, Reem senses Sin Eaters. What happened? Don't try to fight them. Just bring Gaia back inside, quickly now. What the fuck? Let's go back. Oh shit. What the fuck? She's unconscious. What entity is this that should hold a horde of Sin Eaters in its thrall? And to what end? She's in a bad way, but at least she doesn't seem to have lost control. Oh, fuck. What's happened to her? That's a concern for later. First, we must deal with those Sin Eaters. Nemu, if thou wouldst care to repel our assailants without, I would task Thancred with standing guard within. I shall tend to Gaia meanwhile. I got you. Edenver's iconoclasm now accessible. Oh. So it's not gonna be... Holy shit, it's not gonna be Shiva at all. It's something else. Okay, let's do it. Wait a minute!
So many of them. But nothing we can't handle.
Oh, wow. Salt in the heart! Kingdom Hearts! Oh, ooh. Was that a tank buster? Okay, that much I know. Okay, I don't know what these portal thingies do. Uh-oh! I don't know which one goes first. Oh, ow. Ow! What the fuck is going on? I don't understand this part, that one particular part, but... Ah! Oh, am I? Okay. Is this is the color thing, right? Okay. Oh, that's what it means by color. Oh no. Oh fuck. Ugh. Oh fuck. Oh, so that's what this does. I hate... Oh no, it's just portals. Okay. Ow! No, I missed! No! Oh. Oh. There you go. That was so tricky. That was so tricky, that fight. The interior is secure. With the ethers gone, I thought Gaia might show some sign of improvement, but she hasn't so much as stirred. Sin Eater is drawn to the Oracle of Darkness, just as she herself was drawn to to Eden, first and foremost amongst their kind.
She won't wake up! What do we do?
Uh-oh.
What is this place?
Where is everyone? Oh, she gonna feel lonely? Oh no. Oh. So, I'm all alone. Even the fairy is gone. Endless silence. Endless darkness. Is this what death feels like? It's no use. No one can hear me. How ironic. All those times I wanted peace and quiet, and now that I finally have it, I wish I had someone to talk to. You have Reen! I thought I couldn't stand to be around them. All their interfering and fussing. Yet, I was never lonely. It's no use. Even after everything we went through, my memories still won't come back. There's no future awaiting me. Only emptiness. Those memories, they can stay lost forever. Only this pain will leave me. Oh, fuck. No! No, Gaia, no! Now I close my eyes and sink into darkness. And then I'll suffer no more. Gaia! Mother, Father. Wake up! I understand now. Why wait for tomorrow to claim us? Gaia, can you hear me? This perfect moment never has to end. I'm not giving up on you, Gaia. Say something! Oh, Reen! What do you want? Please, I'm begging you! Remember all the things we said we'd do? Like going to the second serving for coffee biscuits? I never... Gaia? I never agreed to anything of the sort. Oh! Oh! Oh, thank goodness! I was so worried about you! Ugh, Do you have to be so loud? Barry fell silent, only to be replaced by Reen's voice ringing through my head. I never thought I would be so glad to hear it. Oh. You've all gone through a lot of trouble on my part. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Anyway, I've delayed you for long enough. Please, carry on with what you came to do. I'm glad you're back to your usual self. But how are you feeling? Much better now. But something is still bothering me. The fairy spoke to me in a dream, and a stream of memories rushed through my mind. I don't recall anything like this happening before, and I'm not sure what it all means. What sort of memories? I can't make any sense of them. They were only brief flashes, seen through someone else's eyes. At least, that's what it felt like. Minfilia, that is, the first Oracle of Light, once served Hydaelyn as the Word of the Mother. That's true. That did happen. If the Oracle of Darkness is her counterpart under Zodiark, then we had best prepare ourselves for the worst. Aye, the Knight's return did tip the ethereal balance towards activity, which may have served to awaken the fragment of his power in the first. Having thus roused, he did then fix his gaze upon she who had been marked by darkness, Gaia. Marked or no, Gaia is still her own person. Oh. Everything alright? It's nothing. Oh. Ah! Anyway, let's forget about all that for now. There will be plenty of time to think through once the last element's restored. If thou believest thyself well enough, then I see no reason to delay. Let us forthwith attend to the revitalization of ice. Shiva then. Nemu. As the only one here to have actually seen the primal, perhaps you could describe her for us? She was fucking beautiful! And so was Azel. Being offered as a body to be controlled by her. Oh. A woman named Azel made herself a vessel for Shiva. So, she summoned into her body the imagined essence of someone who lived over 1,000 years ago? That such a thing should be possible. The long since departed Shiva was a source of great inspiration to Azel, whose method of summoning differed greatly from any we had previously encountered. By the echo did she bear witness to the deeds of the noble Shiva, and thus she was moved to dedicate her being to that self-same cause. 'Twas this devotion that granted her power of a primal. So, she was able to control it herself? Not getting any funny ideas, are you? Uh-oh. Just thinking aloud, that's all. Anyway, we'd better get going. Our journey leadeth to the great glacier situated in the northernmost regions of the empty.
I'll get us there as quickly as I can. It's time to draw out the ether. I was thinking...
Oh!
that I should go with you this time. I want to be the vessel for Shiva.
What? Are you sure about that?
Being still and passive by nature, ice is the element that is most strongly aligned to light. I'll need to get close and use my own abilities as well as Eden's to draw it out.
So that the Oracle of Light becometh the Oracle of Ice. Oh my god. I cannot claim to be in favor of the stratagem, and yet the primal we encountered in the source was summoned in such the same manner. The inherent advantages are undeniable. Absolutely out of the question. Have you forgotten what Nemu does to the primals we summoned? I'm not about to stand by and watch as she and Reen beat the tar out of each other. In any case, the ether only returns to the empty once the creature's been slain, although it seems you haven't taken that into consideration yet. Presumably, there's a safe way to disperse it, but it's still far too risky. I thought you had more sense, Reen.
But it's not as bad as it sounds.
Every deformed entity is volatile as the primals we have previously summoned. It would be logical to assume that, in her role as conduit, Reen would be hard-pressed to retain control. Nemu would have no recourse but to defend herself by any means necessary, else her life be forfeit. Oh.
I know it's dangerous, but I can't let that hold me back. Please, I've got to try.
Oh, I don't know about this, Reen. I don't want to, like, accidentally kill you, you know? I don't want to make Thancred mad. Or upset. Oh. I don't see why this is even necessary in the first place. You never had to take risks like this for the other elements. That's true.
Eden possesses almost infinite power. But what would happen if it began acting without my intervention? If it started to feed on the ether, just like other Sin Eaters, it would undo all of our hard work.
Tis a disconcerting eventuality, and one which cannot be dismissed.
I'm worried that even if we realign the elements, things will eventually return to how they were following the flood. But if I train Eden in how to nurture the environment rather than drain the life from it, we can leave it to take care of the empty in our place. I'll channel the ether through myself and show Eden how it's done.
This isn't some house pet we're dealing with. If it all goes wrong, then what?
I know this all sounds like I'm taking a leap of faith. It has been a gamble every step of the way. We've managed to come this far because of faith. In ourselves and in each other.
I've made my feelings on the matter perfectly clear. But what say you, Nemu? Oh my god. I have no choice. Man, with my memories to guide the summoning, what could possibly go wrong? Oh, I know you're worried. Reen, I suppose that if you got your heart set on this, there's no point trying to dissuade you. Just don't do anything reckless. Is that clear?
Ask Crystal. This is going to work, I promise. I'll make sure of it.
Well, for all our sakes, I certainly hope so. But if the primal takes over...
It'll be fine. With all of you by my side, I know whatever happens, it'll work out in the end.
All of us? I hope you're not including me. I can't even deal with my own problems, never mind yours.
It's enough just knowing you're here. Anyway, I've decided to take a leaf out of your book. I do what I want, when I want. I've made my decision. So now I have to see it through.
Yes, but this is a different kettle of fish altogether.
Well, the point is, this is what I want. And I'll do whatever it takes to make it work.
So, this is how much it means to you. Memories of Shiva envelop your mind.
I don't know how, but I can see her too. This might actually work.
Okay. Oh, Reen, I hope you know what you're doing. Oh my god, Reen.
Upon the power of Shiva.
Oh, Reen. The hell? Ah. Oh my... Woo! Oh wow! This is a different kind of Shiva. I guess Reen took up the appearance of it. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. Oh no.
No! She's lost control! You've got to stop her!
Okay. Oh shit. Is this first time?
Fools, you would stoke the fires of conflict.
Oh no, Reen. Absolute zero? Holy shit. Oh no.
Such impudence!
Okay. Oh my god. Don't fall! Don't fall, please! Don't worry, Reen. I got you. Okay. Will it play that song just like in the beginning?
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
Oh. Oh. By my hand, this world shall be purified. May all be enveloped in light. darkness shall never prevail. Oh. Guess we have to be in an orb? This is a good song.
Resplendent ice, grant me strength. The light shall usher in peace.
Oh, well, I'm fucked, I think. Ow? Oh my...
Such power! I can't!
What? What? The light.
It's too much for her to bear! Ugh, she won't last much longer! Enough of this! Power of darkness, answer my call! Ugh.
What the?
Yeah!
I'm getting chills. Go, Gaia, go!
Damn this light! Damn it all!
Gaia! Oh, heal.
I won't give up! Not on my future! Our future!
Oh my god.
I want to see what tomorrow will bring! No! We're so close!
Big PP damage, come on. Oh my god. What the fuck? That was so cool. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Reen. Oh, Gaia. I did it. Holy shit. Oh, Reen. Reen! Oh.
You were there. I heard you.
What happened to Shiva? Is she still in control? Oh.
No, she's gone. But Gaia. What? That hammer. It matches your dress.
Oh. Oh. I see you're back to your normal idiotic self.
Look, isn't this pretty? Maybe we could take it with us.
Oh. Ice tends to melt, you know.
this sort.
Well, if you say so. Anyway, it might even make a nice necklace. Oh,
That's a brilliant idea.
oh. Wilt thou not rush to her aid? Perhaps I'm getting slow in my old age, because it would seem Gaia's beaten me to it. Oh. To think that she would be the one to break the ice. Ahem. They may have gotten off to a rocky start, but I think they'll make quite the pair. Oh. Is that a hint of melancholy I detect in thy voice? Something akin to a pinning mother bird whose chicks have flown off the nest. Oh. Yeah, he's going to have to leave. Father bird, if you don't mind. But you're not entirely wrong. Oh. Still, when the day finally comes to say goodbye, it heartens me to know she won't be alone. Yeah, that's true. I'm so glad that she's have a friend. She has a friend.
After that, we can go to the second serving for coffee biscuits.
Fine, you win. And if they're any less than perfection itself, I'll never let you live it down.
If they're not to your liking, there are plenty other things to try.
I suppose we both deserve a little treat after all this hard work.
We certainly do.
Oh, that's so cute. There we were, laughing as if we'd had not a care in the world. Bleeding through it was. In that moment, I was content. But my life was never meant to be so simple. Ice, being the most naturally aligned to light among all elements, did interact with Reen's innate gifts in ways unforeseen. Were we not graced with the timely appearance of the Oracle of Darkness, I feared that this tale would have ended somewhat prematurely. I've had my share of close shaves, but that was terrifying, to put it mildly. Nah, bro, I feel you. I was so scared for her. I can only hope the end justifies the means. I let myself get a little carried away there. But I was definitely the one controlling my powers, not the other way around. Even so, I hope I never have to use them again.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I clearly have a long way to go before I can handle that kind of power. But we achieved what we set out to do, as I had faith we would. So without further ado, let's return to camp and admire our work.
Yes. There's grass. Holy shit.
It's life.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
feel of all the revitalized elements working in harmony. I've always believed Eden had the power to restore the empty, but I never expected it to happen so quickly.
I never did get the hang of summoning primals correctly. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. You're the one who made it all this possible.
We ran into a few problems with Shiva, to say the least. The others all went more or less according to plan.
That we were able to come so far along this arduous journey may rightly be attributed to thine unwavering resolve. Aye, when you said that you'd reclaim this world, you truly meant it. We're proud of you, Rain. Aww.
I wonder if the effects from the rebalanced ether will spread to the rest of the empty? Perhaps we'll just have to wait and see. Besides, I'm sure we could all do with the rest.
I must say, Reen, it's refreshing to see you take a more measured approach for a change.
Well, if my experience here has taught me anything, it's that I shouldn't rush into things unprepared. And I've also learned that there's some problems that can't be solved alone.
Is that so?
Since you freed me from Yulmore, I've met all sorts of kind people who've gone out their way to help me. I thought that I should do everything in my power to repay their kindness and make the world for a better place. But now more than ever, I realize there's a limit to what I can achieve by myself. Even though I was able to summon Shiva, I couldn't control such vast amounts of ether. If Gaia hadn't been there for me, I might have never returned to normal.
I could say the same about you. I was trapped in a nightmare, but you freed me.
It seems we're more alike than I thought. We might not be able to do everything by ourselves, but if we look out for each other, we can face the problems together. That's if you don't mind?
Oh. Say yes, please. No, it's fine. Really. If things don't work out, we can always go our separate ways. Aw. What? But on the other hand, if I can resist the urge to punch you whenever you annoy me, which I must say is quite often, I have no objections to staying around.
You mean it? Oh, thank you, Gaia.
Oh. Oh. May I suggest we continue the conversation in Amarang? Though the empty may now supporteth foliage, the land's normalization hath but begun, and to linger over long still entaileth risks. Oh, is aught the matter, Thinkrid? Nothing you need worry about. Let's go. Oh, Thinkrid.
Before we do anything else, We should report to Yalfort. He'll want to know how we've been getting on in the empty. Speaking of Mortsuk, there was a snack of some sort that caught my eye last time. I can't quite describe it, but it looked squidgy. Despite a strong suspicion that I may live to regret it, I'd like to try one. Oh, I think I know what the one you mean. They may not be much to look at, but I bet they taste amazing.
Perhaps you can also try a pot of those jellied wrigglers or whatever they're called. I'll even let you take the first bite.
Ew! No thank you.
First coffee biscuits, now worms and jelly. Heavens forbid the two of you might actually eat some proper food. Nemu, may I ask a favor of thee? Whilst Thancred and I return to the Crystarium to inform our comrades of their recent exploits, I would have thee accompany Reen and Gaia to Mortsuk. I trust all is well, Miss Gaia? It'll be once we get out of this desert town. If I have to spend another night in that dingy little room, I shall scream. I'm terribly sorry to hear that the accommodation was less than satisfactory. I'll investigate the availability of more comfortable lodgings post-haste.
Yes, I think we'll be staying in Mortsuk, at least for the time being. It might take a while for me to write a report, as our expedition was rather eventful. Nemu, I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you through.
It's no problem. It's no problem, really, please. Still fretting about that, are you? What's done is done. Besides, it all worked out in the end, didn't it?
You're right. Now, how about that treat we promised ourselves? They might not have coffee and biscuits here, but I've heard the regular cakes are to die for. Or was that you'll die from eating them? Only one way to find out, I guess. I'm sure trying the local delicacies will keep us occupied while writing the reports and thinking about the next plan of action. Hopefully, we'll have another chance to visit the empty to see how things are coming along.
And don't even thinking about leaving me behind. Okay. To unlock the next quest, you must complete this main scenario quest, Echoes of a Fallen Star. Echoes of a Fallen Star? Okay, so I think at this point it's safe to say that I can actually stop the normal raids for now, because apparently doing the Echoes of the Fallen Star is a 5.2 5.2 patch quest. So I guess I can start doing the patch quest now. All right, I think that'll be it for now. I can't wait to do 5.1 and 5.2. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.